welcome New York Times best-selling author John U. Bacon.
There's no man better qualified to discuss all this than John Bacon.
John Bacon joins us now from Ann Arbor.
And we are very pleased to have John Bacon.
I still hold the record, though, not bragging, just saying. Still hold the record for the most games in a Huron uniform, 86. The fewest goals, 0. Everything I'm going to tell you is very simple. It's very simple, and none of it is easy. First, you have to make it special. And the best way to make it special is to make it hard. Strategy comes after people, and with people, attitude comes before knowledge, because we need to be together. That has never changed. All of you here today, by the way, all right, you guys all paid $10. This thing's online, all right? There are no self-made men. You all rely on somebody else, and you forget that at your own peril. So your first job is to take that bar and put that thing as high as you can. You gotta measure it, you gotta be publicly accountable, all right, and then you gotta have an incentive there at the end. Never lower that bar. It is an insult. It is an insult. Help them get there. Do not lower the bar. My engineering roommate used to refer to my history major as pre-unemployment. Thank you very much. The seniors aren't laughing at all now, by the way. And their parents, nothing. History majors, be strong. Next time someone asks you, some B-school guy or engineer asks you, history major, do you like that? I used to say, no, I hate it, but the money is too good. It's all about the bling, man. And the other question you're really sick of your senior year at Michigan, of course, is when they tell you, history major, what do you plan on doing with that? Here's your answer. You look them straight in the eye and say, I'm going to join one of those large history firms in New York. Resumes are poor predictors of success. You've all hired many people by now. How many times have we had somebody come in with a great resume who ends up being a horrible employee? And the opposite. How many times do we have someone come in with very little experience who ends up being a great employee? All right? Give me the second one. And the reason that happens is we don't see them work. If you had to hire a dog to guard the food, what would you look for? I post a job online. I want a dog to guard food. All right? I look at the resumes. I look at the biggest dogs. I say, okay, the biggest dog. He comes in for an interview. He barks very loud. I think, that is my dog. That is the dog that I want for this job. Let's try that theory out. Video, please. We picked the wrong dog. We picked the wrong dog. The big dog, keep it there. That is your resume dog. That is your resume dog. This is a dog you would laugh at if he came in for an interview. And that is the right dog. That is the right dog. I know this because I am that dog. I've been working with service advisors and managers for 20 years, all right? Various manufacturers. It's a tough job. It doesn't pay a ton. Customers can be very difficult, and you're going through a tough economy right now. The one biggest reasons I always found if someone's going to leave the dealership is this: I do not know what my boss expects from me. That is the biggest complaint I came across in 20 years. Not the hours, not the pay, not the conditions, not all this stuff, is what is my job and am I doing it right? That's the biggest thing. Well, Bo, not a problem. Cannavino's attitude has changed quite a bit in the last 3 minutes. His elbow is off the chair, his hands are in his lap, he is physically shaking, tears are coming down the tough guy's face. He leaves that room shaking like a leaf in a tree. Bo's coaches come running around, and they are nervous as can be. You've lost 5 out of 6. You've called out your captain. You are this close to a mutiny where the whole thing goes like this. And Bo is sitting there with the steam coming off. He's spent. And one of his coaches comes running around and says, "Wow, Bo, that was really something." And Bo thinks and says, "Yes, it was." And then he says, "What do you think Cannavino's going to do?" And Bo thinks about that too, and he says, "You know, Jerry, I really can't tell you what Andy Cannavino is going to do. But I can tell you one thing. I feel a hell of a lot better." This team in 2000 was not merely bad. They were 0, 23, and 3. I don't care how much you know about hockey, that is not good, all right? You cannot spin this. We had not won a game in a year and a half, and we play a lot of games. They had not won a league game in 3 years. That's not good either. All right, there's some website that one of my coaches found called usahockey.com. You look on there, they actually rank somehow every single high school hockey team in the United States. This is ridiculous. We don't even play all the teams in our state, let alone the nation. But nonetheless, in 2000, my buddy told me, Pete, you're a great assistant coach. He said, check this out. That year, 2000, out of 1,256 teams, Ann Arbor Huron High School ranked 1,256th. Thank you. Not bragging, just saying. You may have heard of bad hockey teams, but dead last, really? Man, they had teams from Arizona and California ahead of us. Come on, man. We have ice where I live. We must be better than those guys. So that was the bad news. Worst news is the guy they picked to lead this team was yours truly. If you think the team was bad, you have no idea how bad I was, and I can prove this. All right? From 79 to 82, I was on the Huron hockey team. The team was great. We're a Final Four team. I was much less so. I still hold the record, though. Not bragging, just saying. Still hold the record for the most games in a Huron uniform, 86, with the fewest goals, 0. I played forward. That's not good. It's actually, in fairness, it's actually a brother record. My brother and I hold this together. He played for Huron also. He never scored a goal either. Now, he likes to point out that he played goalie, but we all got excuses, you know what I'm saying? So let's do this right here. Let's take the worst team in the nation. Let's couple them. Let's lead them by the worst player in school history. Yes. This is the combination we're looking for here. So that's what we had as of June of 2000. I knew I needed help, a lot of help. I got a great staff. My joke there was my goal was to be the dumbest guy in the coach's room. I greatly exceeded my expectations. I had a great, great staff, still great friends of mine. I sought out Al Clark, my mentor at Culver Academies in Indiana. This guy's been National Coach of the Year. He's produced over a dozen NHL players, over 100 Division I players. This guy's amazing. All right, great guy, Phi Beta Kappa math major, all this stuff. So I say, Al, I need help. And he said, I said, what do I do? He said, here's what you do. We're having lunch in Ann Arbor. And he said, here's what you do. The first thing you got to do to turn this thing around is you have to make it special to play for Huron. And the easiest way to make it special is to make it hard. And that is the exact opposite advice that everyone's given you about this generation. That's why it's not working. You make it hard. You make it harder than you think they can handle, and they can handle it. Why do we admire the Navy SEALs? Because that is almost impossible. They're not rich. They're not famous. All right, they have to be anonymous. They make government paychecks. All right, but we know how utterly impossible it is to be a Navy SEAL. That gets our respect. And they turn down thousands every year who want to be Navy SEALs. So that's my job, to make my team with the worst player in school history, the worst team in school history. We got to be the Navy SEALs of hockey, and damn it, that's what we did. The biggest thing we got to do, ultimately, when you got rid of your fears, you're doing what you love, got rid of your hatred, you are ready to connect on a much better level with more people. And as Ian Forster said, the whole goal of life is to connect only to connect. In 2009, we're supposed to have flying cars and robots cleaning my house. I saw it on the Jetsons, okay? No flying cars, no robots cleaning my house. All that was wrong. What we didn't predict was what? The internet, 9/11, the economic downturn. No one thought a year and a half ago Barack Obama had a chance. We are surprised by the future every single time. And one reason we do a crappy job of predicting the future is simply because we always overestimate the technological and underestimate the human component, the human element. We get this wrong every time. These days, every Michigan football game is on TV. Every movie is on DVD. Every song, every bit of music is on CDs. And yet the big house is filled every Saturday. Why do we go? Michigan Theater is filled every Saturday. Why do we go? Beethoven could walk down to Hill Auditorium and not miss a beat. In 200 years, that has not changed at all. Why do we do this? Why do we go to stadiums and movie theaters and Hill Auditorium and rack them? Because we have to be together. As high-tech, 3D and all the rest, high-def television, all this crazy stuff, so what? We have to be together. We want to feel the same things at the same time with people we know and people we don't know. We want to laugh together, we want to cry together, and we're still doing it now. As old as human race, we still crave this. We still crave this. And the futurists will all tell you that the future will be decided by these huge social and economic forces far beyond our control to ever control. We are just ants. We're all going to get run over. Bull! I fundamentally reject that concept. I fundamentally reject it. Individuals matter, and moments matter even now. And it's very easy to prove with my history degree. Abraham Lincoln had no business becoming president, but there he was, and it changed everything. Jackie Robinson at UCLA was an All-American track star, basketball and football. In baseball, he had .097. He never should have made the major leagues, and he changed everything. Nelson Mandela had no business president. He's in jail. And there he is, changing everything. And what did they do? They're all passionate about what they believed and what they're doing when everyone told them no. Again and again and again, they were told you could never do this, and they didn't care. All right, they're passionate what they're doing. They had to drop their fears, confront them like schoolyard bullies. You face down your fears, and they disappear like the kid in the playground. You got to stare them down. These guys had plenty of fears, and they stared them down. They had plenty of hatreds, and they stared that down too. And finally, it rose them to the point they could connect with everybody. They could connect only to connect. And that is why I believe, at the bottom of my heart, that this may be a scary time for us. This may be all kinds of crises headed our way. No question about it. But I am convinced that if we have got the courage to dare to be passionate about what we believe in and what we're doing, if we've got the guts to stare down our fears, we've got the courage to drop our hatreds and the ability to connect, there is nothing that we cannot do. And I cannot wait to see what we are going to do next. Thank you.